talk pretty far, but I'm gonna try. But about 3 weeks ago, on Monday night, I had a dream, and I wasn't really gonna say anything about it because I was like, well, I don't know if it's something that's just between me and God, or if it's something that I need to go tell people. So I kind of made a deal with God. I was like, okay, if it's meant for me to say something, then I'm just gonna trust you to make a way, you know. And that night was youth night, and sure enough, Gene wasn't there, and Larry got up, you know, and he's like, does anybody have anything? You know, Gene's not here. We don't really have anything, you know, to preach about. And I was like, God, I told you I would, so I guess I have to now. And everybody, you know, was like, you know, that was so powerful, you know, your dream, you know, it was so amazing. And, you know, I didn't think it was anything, you know, like, huge, you know, I mean, it was a big deal to me, but I didn't think it was anything that was, like, you know, life-changing. And then I told it to Gene a week later, and he's like, well, that sounds like something, you know, you can say Sunday. And I was like, great. I have to get up in front of a bunch of adults now, you know. But my dream was, you know, it was about the rapture and about the world, you know, it was ending. And what happened was, it was like I was asleep in my bed, and I felt my bed shaking, and I woke up, you know, and I was really tired, and I was like, you know, I'm going to have to go to school in a few hours, and I just kind of look at my clock, I'm like, you know, I'm going back to sleep. And I went to go back to sleep, and my bed shook again, and I stood up, and I'm like, you know, something's going on. So I just kind of sat there, you know, and waited for it to do it again, and my dad runs in my room, and he picks me up out of my bed, and he carries me, and he drops me on the couch, and I look over at my mom, and she's sitting at the end of the couch, and she's just, like, holding her Bible and praying and speaking in tongues and crying, and my dad, I could tell he'd been crying, and I was like, what's going on? And he looks at me, and he's like, Katie, where are you going? And I was like, it's Tuesday morning, I'm going to school, Dad. He's like, no, where are you going? I have to know. You have to tell us now. And I sat up and I'm like, what's going on? You know, this is crazy. You know, and I stood up and I was like, somebody needs to tell me what's going on. And they wouldn't tell me anything. So I went to the door and I opened the door and I look outside and everything just looked different. Nothing, it was just, it was weird because everything was the same, but you felt something different. And I saw light, and I look up at the sky, and there's just fire falling from the sky onto the ground, and I'm like, you know, something's going on, you know, this isn't normal. So I go to my dad, I'm like, will you please just tell me what's happening? And he's like, the world's ending today. You know, God has come back, and, you know, he's taken people back with him today. So by the end of the day, when the sun goes down, whoever's left here, you know, they're condemned to hell. They're going to hell. And he looked at me, he's like, that's why I asked you, where are you going? And I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going, you know. I don't know if I've done anything wrong lately. I don't know, you know, I don't know where I'm going. And I got so worried. It's like I just felt so sick, like, oh my gosh, you know, what have I done that's wrong? You know, did I ask God to forgive me when I did this one thing? And, you know, is this going to count against me, you know, if I did this wrong? And I got worried. I was like, I need to go figure this out. I was like, I need to go find somebody who can help me figure out where I'm going because I don't know, and I need to know because, you know, I don't want to go to hell. So I was like, I'm going to go to church. I was like, I'm going to go to the Christian Center. You know, maybe somebody, maybe Don's there, maybe Jean's there, maybe somebody who can help me is there. So I was like, you know, Mom, I'm driving, you know, to church. So I get in her car, and it's kind of unreal, but yeah, I drove. But I drove down here, and the whole time I was driving, you know, I was praying, you know, to God. You know, I was thinking, I'm so sorry, God, if I've done anything wrong. I'm so sorry. You know, it's just, I didn't know what else to say, but I was sorry for all the things that I'd done, and I just wished I could have taken everything back that I'd done wrong, because none of it was worth it. It wasn't worth going to hell for. And I reach the church, and I turn in, and there's cars parked all up and down the road, getting in here. I couldn't even get close to the church because there were so many cars and so many people here. There's people standing outside the church. I mean, there's cars all in the back field, all in the baseball field, everywhere. It was packed out. I couldn't even get close. And I look and I see people and their families, and they're just crying out to God, just take us now, please, take us, God, just don't leave us here, don't leave us here. We don't want to go to hell. And I just started to cry and think, what am I doing? God, you need to, I don't know what to do. I need to find somebody. I need to figure out where I'm going. So I was like, I'm gonna go try to find somebody. I'm gonna go to town and I'm gonna see if I can find somebody who can help me figure this out. So I drive over the bridge and I'm driving through town, and there's all these people on the side of the road drinking and getting high and just basically partying, and they're trying to stop me, they're trying to pull me over, they're trying to get me out of the car. You're going to hell, you might as well just, you're going to hell, you're still here. Just give it up, why don't you just, get high before you go so you don't feel it, when you go. And I'm like, no, that I don't want to do that. No, there's still a chance that I may be going to heaven. I'm not gonna lose that. I'm gonna keep going. And I got past them, and I see Christina's car at the Dollar General, and all the windows and everything's just, all the windows of the stores are busted out. People are going in there. You see people running out with food and money. People are just taking stuff, trying to, get prepared for what was going to happen. And, it was completely empty, except for her car. And I'm like, that's weird. What is she doing there? Why would she be, at the Dollar General? At a time like this, I'm going to go to the Dollar General. It's kind of ironic. So I went inside, and I'm calling for her. Christina, are you in here? Where are you at? And I hear her crying. And she's sitting down. And I go up to her, and I just hug her. And she just holds me there. And we just both started to cry. And she looks at me, she's, Katie, I've been looking for Hannah all day. I don't know where she is. She's like, I don't know where she's going. She's like, what if my baby's going to hell? I need to know, I need to find her. And we just both started to cry because we both felt so lost. And then she looked at me, she said, Katie, where are you going? And I was like, I wish I could tell you I knew, but I don't know. And she said, will you help me find Hannah? And I said, yeah, I'll try. I don't know what else, to do. I might as well help you find her. So I go outside, and I start yelling for Hannah. And I'm thinking, this is hopeless, she's not going to be around here. So I go back inside to get Christina, and I start yelling for her, but she's gone. And I was all alone in that store, and I knew she's in heaven. She's gone. I'm all alone again. And then I started thinking about my parents. And I'm like, what if they're gone? What if I never see them again? I was like, I need to go home. I don't want them to be like Christina and not know where I'm going and me be gone and never see them again. And so I went home, and thankfully my parents were still there. And I just ran up to them and hugged them, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I still don't know where I'm going. And they're like, that's okay, just go pray and try to figure it out. So I go to my room, and I sit on the floor with my Bible, and I'm reading in Revelations, and I'm trying to figure out, make sense of what's going on. And I started to pray to God about everything I had done. I was like, God, I don't know. I can't remember all the things I've done wrong. I can't remember if I asked forgiveness for all the things I've done wrong. But God, I'm asking you now, just please forgive me. If there was a way I could go back, I would do it. And I would fix everything I did wrong, because none of it was ever worth it. All the things that I'd done, all the times, I might have lied or disobeyed my parents or, done stupid things. They weren't worth it. And I looked at the clock and it was getting later, and I thought, in a few hours, I could be in hell or I could be in heaven. I don't know where I'm going, but it was just such a crazy thing to realize and to comprehend. In a few hours, the world's just going to be over. It's not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to be here anymore. So I go back inside our living room, and everything was quiet, and I'm thinking, oh God, where are my parents? And I start calling for them, and they weren't there. And I got so scared and so worried. I'm like, they're gone. They're in heaven now. I'm here all alone. Everybody's probably already gone to heaven now that I know. I'm probably here like all by myself. And I just felt so alone and so lost. And I looked on the floor and I see my mom's Bible that she was holding. And I grabbed it and I just started to cry and pray to God. God, please, I take everything back right now. God, please just give me one more chance. Also, you know my heart. You know that I didn't mean those things that I did. I didn't realize what I was doing then, but I realize now, just please take it all back. And finally I kind of settled down, and I was like, okay, God, I may be going to hell, but if I am, can you please just comfort me now before I have to go there? And a few minutes after I said that, I heard somebody outside, and I go out the door, and I'm like, who is it? I couldn't really see. Everything was kind of foggy and kind of, it was hard to see. And Russell steps out of his truck. And I'm thinking, why is Russell here at my house? This is weird. And I run up to him and I hug him because I was just so happy to see him. I was like, I'm not the only one left, thank God. I'm pretty sure Russell's going to heaven, so maybe I still have a chance, And he said, Katie, I just felt like I need to come here and check on you and see if you're okay. And I was like, well, I'm so glad you did, because I've been freaking out all day, trying to figure out, what's going on. And I looked at him and I was like, why are you still here? He's like, well, I don't know. It's like, but I know where I'm going. He said, do you know where you're going? It's like, no, I don't know where I'm going. Why does everybody have to ask me this question? Made me feel worse. And I said, well, where are you going? He said, I'm going to heaven. And I was like, you seem so sure. How do you know? He's like, well, I was pretty sure, at first. But then I found out, for positive that I was going. I was like, well, how do you absolutely 100%, know? He's like, well, I can't really explain it, so I'll show you. And I was like, okay, show me. So he's like, well, come get in my truck and I'll show you how I figured it out. I was like, okay. So I sat in his truck, and he said, today I was praying, because I wasn't, altogether sure where I was going either. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't positive. He said, while I was praying, I was kind of writing in my windows. And he said, here, I'll show you what I did. I said, okay. So all his windows in his truck were like fogged over. So he writes his name. He wrote Russell. Then he wrote heaven. And then he wrote hell. He said, okay, give it a few seconds. You'll see what I'm talking about. And we sat there and we waited. And all of a sudden the word hell fogged over. And it wasn't there anymore. It's like he'd never even written it. And the words Russell and heaven were there. And I thought, whatever, in a few minutes they're going to fog over too. And, he's going to look like an idiot. And we waited there. And nothing happened. They were there. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. So he erased his name out, and it fogged over again. He said, okay. He's like, do you want to try? I was like, yeah, but I don't really want to use my own name because, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I don't know if I really want to know where I'm going. And I was like, here's somebody where I know where they're going. And I was like, Kendall. Kendall's going to heaven. I'm doing Kendall's name. So I wrote Kindle, and I wrote heaven, and I wrote hell. And it did the same thing it did to Russell. Hell just it faded out. And Kindle and heaven, it just stayed there. And I was like, that's amazing. I was like, Russell, you're a genius. I love you right now. And I just kind of yells Kindle's name out. And he looks at me, and he just kind of grabs my hand. He's like, Katie, are you sure you want to know? You know, are you sure? He's like, I'll write your name, and, you know, see, you don't have to do it. And I was like, in a few hours, it's not going to matter anyway, so I might as well figure out now. So he wrote my name, and he wrote heaven and hell, and I watched him as he wrote it, and I just kind of closed my eyes, and I thought, okay, God, I'm asking you one last time to just please give me a chance. You know, I'm so sorry for everything I've done wrong. Please just forgive me for this one last time, God, please. And when I opened my eyes, I'm in my bed, and I never found out where I was going. And I was just, you know, I woke up from this dream, and I was kind of freaked out, but at the same time I felt a peace because I knew it was from God, and I thought, thank you so much for showing me that, because I needed that. Because if that would have really happened, I wouldn't have known where I was going. You know, I wouldn't have known anything that was going on. And I was like, you know what? I need to get things right, and I need to keep them that way. I need to start asking myself every day, Katie, where are you going? Because the rapture's coming. We don't know when, but we need to be ready, because it could happen any day. It could happen tomorrow. And that just kind of opened my eyes, because most of the time, you know, we go through life, we don't think about, you know, the world ending. You know, we're just thinking about, you know, our daily schedule, you know, what we need to do and everything. And it made me realize how important it was to take time and to really pray and, you know, think, you know, is everything in my life right? Am I doing what I need to be doing? And it was just, it kind of changed my life in a way. You know, it really opened my eyes. But that's all I got.